Hi everyone. Well, it's Saturday and I had another thought going on in my head this morning. So I was hitting the gym right this morning and wondering that how we as individuals, we are not individuals, we are always a part of a system. I mean, I have taught this thing multiple times in my family constellation program in my systemic medicine course, and time and again I've realized that everything that we experience in our life, everything we encounter, is a result of the system that we grow up in. By system here I mean family. Okay, it's the family, it's the system that we grow up in is what makes us an individual. Right? We think that our choices, our decisions, the kind of things we like, the kind of profession we pick up, the kind of careers we choose, the kind of thinking we have about money, the kind of thinking we have about our body, how we look at ourselves and feel about our weight, about the way we look, all of those we feel are our individual choices and individual thought patterns and individual mindsets, but it's not individual. So just like people end up having similar kinds of diseases, health ailments that their parents had, like how they say diabetes runs in the family, or, every single man in this family has had cardiovascular issues, right? That there is a trail of cancer that runs through this family, which means people are somehow acquiring and absorbing and reflecting similar kinds of diseases that their parents and their grandparents and maybe their grandparents had, right? Similarly, we have relationship issues that repeat over and over and over again, right? Like how when parents go through a separation or grandparents go through a divorce, or maybe another brother or another sister that we have, elder brother, elder sister, who goes through painful relationship. Sometimes we have similar kinds of issues in our relationship as our parents had, as our elder brother, elder sister had, as our grandparents had, right? If there is a history of men who are very cold or stubborn or stone-hearted in a generational line, there are grandfather who was very cold, stubborn, cold-hearted, and the father also turns out to be like that. It is very possible that we go into a relationship and we find ourselves that we are not able to respond emotionally as much as we would have wanted to respond. Something is cold within us, something is probably stubborn within us, something that we don't want to feel is active, and it has come from our mom or come from our dad or come from our grandfather. So what I mean to say that we may have similar relationship issues, similar personality traits as our parents, as our grandparents, right? Similarly, we may have the same kind of mindset that people have in our system, in our family, the family that we grew up in. Someone says, "Hello sir, greetings for the day, Mahi here." Hi Mahi, so good to see you here. Thank you for joining the live. So what I'm trying to say is our mindsets do not develop in a vacuum, okay? They are not a product of our individual thinking. The thoughts we have in our mind, the beliefs we have about the world, the beliefs that we have about ourselves, they are not produced as a result of we existing in a vacuum. They come from the system that we grow up in, the family that we grew up in, right? For example, how so many families believe that you need to have a stable career. By stable career means getting a graduation, then getting a post-graduation, maybe getting a PhD. Only then you will go ahead and make money, right? Then there are families who also believe that women should not be working, right? It is somehow embarrassing or shameful for them to have their women working. Then there are families who believe that men should be the holder of all the responsibilities in this world, including the children, including their children, including their wife, right? And if the men who is supposed to go out in the world and earn, and then their wives should not go out and earn because that's not how families work, Then there are these beliefs which appear from the family wherein people feel that you cannot be in professions which are not quote unquote honorable, right? For example, you can't be a healer, or you can't be a life coach, or you can't be someone like a tarot reader, or you can't be, someone who the society supposedly is not going to respect and honor or understand as much as honorable as the job of a lawyer, or of a doctor, or of an investment banker, or of an architect, right? These are belief systems which do not only come from within us. It's not a result of our individual thinking. It's a result of the family and the systems that we grow up in, right? It's because those families believe like that. And I'm not saying that some beliefs are right and some beliefs are wrong. What I'm trying to say is that in order for us to become aware of our thoughts, right, of our beliefs, what we believe about ourselves and about the world, we also have to understand what we have acquired from our family, right? For example, in my family, how it was always said that, Gaurav, you should never do business. Something that you have to run, something that is under your control, something that you have to get up in the morning and decide whether to do or not do. Because what may happen is there is no safety in business. You don't know if you will make money or not. One day you wake up, or there's no guarantee basically. Because my entire family is the family of engineers, and they all thought that in order to have like a secure job, in order to have some kind of safety, some kind of stability, everyone should take up a job by pursuing an engineering degree, because that is going to give you stability, right? More than that, when I entered, this field which is about therapy, alternative medicine, family constellation, regression therapy, inner child work, all of these, past life regression, all of these things did not make sense to them at all. I was one by one breaking all belief systems that my family had injected into me. It is not their fault. Once again, it's not their fault. It's no one's fault. It's just that this is how mindsets travel from one generation to the other generations, because mindsets travel, right? Every belief that you have that doesn't allow you to move ahead, that doesn't allow you to create the life that you want, is a belief that you have acquired from the system that you have grown up in, right? It could even be beliefs like, oh, I can't live without alcohol a single day, right? Because I just like it and I can't live without alcohol. Even that kind of belief is a belief that travels down family lines, okay? Like, for example, beliefs like men always somehow end up getting through their way, and for that women always have to suffer. That kind of belief, when it's present in a family, you consider 3, 4, 5 women in a family, maybe the mother, maybe the sister, maybe the daughter, everyone believes like that men somehow get through their way and women suffer because of that. It actually allows them to attract more and more of such men who would somehow take advantage of them and would want to, and in the process they would end up suffering, right? What I'm trying to say is, every single belief, every single thought you have about your existence, about the world, is a result of you growing up in a system. Now, how does it show up? How does it show up in the business that you are doing, right? So many of you believe that until and unless I see this happening in social media, until and unless I see someone else doing this work, it doesn't make sense, right? For example, how I said that as a healer or as a coach or as an alternative medicine therapist, you cannot make a living. As a healer, you cannot make 10 lakhs a month, right? How you always have to struggle with money if you are in an alternative profession where many people don't know about it. Or you believe that there isn't much audience and there isn't much population who is going to come and work with you because people don't understand this profession. These are beliefs, these are thoughts basically, right? So how it happened for me is I questioned those beliefs. In the beginning of this year, just by selling 2 programs, I made 1.5 crore in the very beginning, in the first 2 months, Jan and Feb. I made 1.5 crore rupees. How did I do that? Because I wanted to believe that the healing industry and the coaching industry and the industry of alternative therapy is booming right now. I wanted to believe that this industry is unaffected by anything like a recession. I wanted to believe that there are people out there in the world who will seek this work. Some people, of course, some of my team members said that, Gaurav, people don't understand constellation work much. They will not understand intergenerational trauma. It's very complex. Some people don't even know what inner child is. But I said, well, that's a very interesting point of view you have put up. I don't want to believe in it. I want to believe that there are people in the world who desire the work that I'm doing as much as I desire. And because I kept my desire alive, because these are the beliefs I wanted to have about the world, because I actually believe that this particular industry is exploding through the roof right now. People want to make money through this industry. There are genuine people who really want to come and learn and participate and engage and will value my skills and what I have got to offer, right? And even though I did not see that happening in social media, I did not see anyone in social media making that much money through these courses that I was doing, I still believed in it. Now, the problem with many of you who happen to be coaches and many of you happen to be healers, many of you happen to be alternative therapists, tarot card readers and all of that, until you see someone else doing that work and creating a massive result out of it, you will feel that it's not possible. Probably as a healer or a Reiki healer, it's not possible to make 20 lakhs a month. Maybe as a tarot card reader, it's not possible to make 15 lakhs a month, right? Maybe as a energy healer, right, or a mindset coach, it's not possible to make 25 lakhs a month. Why is that coming? That's coming because until now you don't have a proof, right? And somewhere below those beliefs are also the systemic beliefs that are coming from your family, that such professions don't work. Maybe it's not honorable. Maybe people will not buy it. Why would people buy anything that is intangible, that you cannot have concrete results? Why will people buy something that doesn't have scientific results? Why will people pay you for something that is more process oriented and spiritual, because spiritual stuff do not sell? You may have all of these kinds of beliefs. It is important for you to ask yourself that where did I learn these beliefs from? I do an exercise called emptying your thought closet, right? ETC, understand this. Just remember this. ETC is emptying your thought closet. So you wake up in the morning and you write down every single thought that you have that limits you from going ahead. And then in front of every thought, if you write down, where did I learn this? Where did I know this? Where did I hear this? Where did I acquire this from? You will see that most of these thoughts, like 99.9999% of these thoughts, are not even yours. These are acquired from the system. And believe me, the social media, Instagram or Facebook, becomes the system, replaces the real family systems later, because you are constantly hunting on social media to see if that result exists. And the moment someone else, maybe another healer or another coach or another well-known writer or another a very famous tarot card reader or another really, really famous, let's say, relationship expert does something of that nature, that's when you tell yourself, oh my God, that's believable. They have done it. So I can move towards it. But you also feel that if I would have executed this idea in the very beginning, then I would have made it by now, right? Which means that when you have an idea and you question that idea based on should I do it or should I not do it, because you haven't been able to find evidence in your surrounding, in your system, and then you are bombarded with thoughts which you have acquired from your family, your system of origin, which is basically the family, which are contrasting, which doesn't allow you to believe in this thought. Then it's important to write down those thoughts. It's important to question those thoughts, you see, because if you don't question them, then you will never believe that your idea is not just original, but also that it can take you ahead. And if you execute it, you will be able to make money. You will be able to have an excellent financial life. You will be able to have a full-fledged business, that it's possible to sell this business. And I'm catering and I'm talking specifically to coaches and healers, that these are the set of beliefs that you need. That right now the coaching industry is booming, or the healing industry is booming. Right now there are people who are hunting for the kind of services that you provide, whether you are a healer, whether you are a mindset coach, whether you are an energy coach, whether you happen to be a relationship expert, whether you happen to be someone who works through Reiki, whether you are a tarot card reader. People are hunting for that. That's the belief that you need to write down. That at this moment, people, there are more and more people who are showing up around you in this world who are seeking solutions, who are bored of coping with their problems through scrolling through Instagram, dumping food into their system to buffer those feelings, using food, using drugs, and using alcohol to cope with their feelings. They are looking out for you. And that is the reason we have more and more people who come with issues where they are unable to gather their thoughts, who are unable to have access to their real feelings, who do not have connection to their body, where they are looking for the spiritual solution, but they are not even aware that they are looking for the spiritual solution. These are the beliefs that I want you to have, because these are the beliefs that will eventually create a reality which is beyond the beliefs you were made to believe from your family, from your system, from the surroundings, from the society. Okay? I think I had a question here. Someone said, sir, what about the situation when the parents had to go through divorce, but somehow it didn't happen, but the son also goes through a situation where he has to decide about divorce? Mahi, you will get to know this in my course, the systemic medicine course. But yes, people repeat relationship patterns of their parents and of their grandparents, much as they repeat the money patterns and financial patterns and business patterns of their parents and grandparents, right? Now, what do I do inside ATEPS? ATEPS is my lifetime money and business coaching program. What do I do inside ATEPS? In ATEPS, we not only make you aware of the inherent thoughts that you need in order to create the business that you want to create, in order to make money as a coach, make money as a healer, make money as a therapist, but we also give you, lot of techniques, lot of processes, lot of ways by which you can question your current belief systems, right? You can inquire into your own mind, into your own brain, where do these beliefs and thoughts come from? Not only ATEPS helps you to make money, but it actually allows you to become the highest and the most potent version of yourself. The reason we are unable to become the highest and the most potent version of ourselves, the simple reason is our thoughts, right? Our thinking, our viewpoints about the world, right? There will be a lot of you who believe that it's not good to make money as a healer. It's not honorable to do something like that in spiritual practice, right? It's not great to ask for money when you are doing good for the society, or you are in a noble profession, right? Or it's not possible to do that because no one you have seen has done that around you, right? And you might be scared to become the first one, right? And these are the kind of beliefs that you need to have access to, so that you know where do they come from. You may also feel that you don't have enough audience and enough people who would want to buy from you, because either your profession is obscure, or people don't take interest in you, and people don't understand your work, and people are not very interested in you or the work that you are doing. If these are the kind of thoughts and feelings that you have, then eventually you actually end up creating that reality, that people of course, are not interested in you. People don't understand your offer. Maybe you try to over-explain and then they run away because they feel repelled, right? So inside ATEPS, we help you to gain access to every single limiting thought, every single belief that doesn't allow you to make the money that you want to make. Because it is true that everyone wants to make money. And the reason we are unable to make it is because of this brain, right? Because this brain is not an individual entity. My entire brain, my spinal cord, my entire nervous system which runs through my body, this whole nervous system, right, which has feelings and thoughts and neurochemicals in store, this whole nervous system is not an individual tree standing in the middle of a park where there is no grass, no leaves, nothing. It's not an individual tree. This is a tree that is connected to all the people that I have grown up with, right? All the people that were a part of my society, all the people who were a part of my culture, all the people who I came across, in my journey of life, right? That includes also my toxic bosses who told me that you will never be able to make money, or, why are you leaving this job? If you leave this job, you have nothing, right? It also includes all the peers and professors that we may have come across who said that, things like this don't work. Why are you doing something so absurd, right? For example, when I started my career as a regression therapist. People didn't even know what regression therapy was, right? Like, I come from Guwahati, I come from Assam. I just went there and I said that, listen, I'm going to work with you and I'll help you explore your past lives from where your issues come from. And because I did not have these thoughts, fortunately, I have a mother who always encourages me, who always says that you will find people. You are bringing something new, Gaurav, to Guwahati, to Assam. Many people do not know about it, but the more you talk about it, actually people will be interested to come to you. And people like you. You have a personality where you can, incite desire in people to know themselves better. So they will be willing to pay you. These are the kind of thoughts that my mother gave me. And because they gave me those thoughts, I believed in those thoughts, you see. My system was injecting me with thoughts which I wanted to believe in. That's how we believe in thoughts. And it also applies for negative thoughts. And you know what I did? I went back to Guwahati and I declared that if I get 25 people, I'm going to teach regression therapy to people. Within a month, I had those people. Within a month, I had all those students. Because it's not associated with the skills. I mean, there are so many different regression therapists now that we know, like, it's like blooming, it's like booming, right? All kinds of therapists. Somatic awareness therapist, regression therapist, inner child therapist, so many different kinds of healers. Because now, I am in this world, so I am in touch with so many different people across the world. And I know that, oh yes, it's a huge world. Initially, of course, you thought that it's not that big because that was a limiting belief, right? But because my mother told me that, no, you will find people. People will be willing to pay you. People like you for who you are and the contribution that you are bringing into the city. Because I believed in those thoughts, I could create that result. I could create that group of students. I could have all the money that I got through training. And in the process, I also created so many different brilliant therapists. All of those students of mine today are working. I constantly refer clients to them, people who come to me. I no longer do one-on-one. So I send them clients. And they have created a whole society. They have created a whole circle of regression therapists in Guwahati. Something that was not existing there because I decided to put my offer. Today a whole circle, today a whole society exists. Why? It's because of me, right? And it's not arrogant on behalf of me to say that. It's just so joyful to experience that when you choose to believe in something that doesn't exist and you take that step beyond all the limiting thoughts and limiting beliefs that you have, you actually create a result. You actually contribute to the world. This is exactly what we do in ATEPS. We expose you to that version of you that you don't even know exists. In the process, you not only make money, but you tap into that inner joy that you haven't been able to so far. And as a result, you create enormous contribution in the world, right? So this is why I would want you to come to ATIPS. It's a lifetime program. Entire lifetime it's going to run. You get to meet me every single week. Plus, there is a lot of resources. There is a lot of modules that we are developing constantly, right? Recorded modules that you have access to. It's like a, you can say, it's like a Netflix of coaching and healing and therapy, wherein you get to know about the entire business of coaching, healing, and therapy, and you make a lot of money. And as I said, in the process, two things happen. You discover your most rawest, authentic, joyful, excited self. And you, by being that, you create so much value in the world that you create the largest contribution that you hadn't thought so far. So all you need to do to join ATIPS, which is starting from 1st of October, is go to the link in my bio. You will find the tab, go there, and if you want to avail EMIs, there are EMI options available as well. Currently, the price of ATIPS is 2,50,000 for an entire lifetime of coaching, okay? And if you do happen to have any doubts, any queries, because I've been talking about ATIPS here anyway a lot, I mean, in all my videos I talk about it. So if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, anything to ask, feel free to DM me. We will get on a call and we will talk, okay? Thank you, Rahul, sending me love from Guwahati. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you for joining this live. I will see you soon. Okay, bye-bye then.